The ladies set their sights on each other, or rather just above, using a Smith & Wesson AR-15 outfitted for Ultimate Training Munitions training rounds. These firearms are perfectly safe to fire at each other. An arc of water balloons above each contestant are ready to burst when struck. Sharpest shooter soaks their competition and takes the bullet for the day. Coming up on Ammo and Attitude.
She's on my mind every night and day, at the top of my list every time I pray. She don't need daddy's money, she makes it on her own. She ain't mama's little girl, mama's girl's all grown. She's everything I want, and it don't take long to see her point of view. She's got ammo and attitude. Stalk it, kill it, clean it, and grill it. There ain't nothing she can't do. Dress her in camo with a little bit of ammo and a whole lot of attitude. She's got ammo and attitude.
It's day 6 on Ammo and Attitude, and the ladies get to put each other in their sights.
Good afternoon, ladies. How are you guys? Good. Today is probably going to be the most interesting challenge we've ever had here on Ammo and Attitude. We've got some great equipment for you guys to use. You'll be shooting the Smith & Wesson M&P15, but it will be outfitted with the UTM conversion kit, and you'll be using UTM ammunition. Before I tell you about the challenge, I'd like to introduce Brian from Progressive Force Concepts, and he's going to tell you a little bit about this UTM ammo we're using today.
As Randy said, we're going to be using the UTM RBT conversions on the AR-15 rifle. And we use these a lot during our training courses. We use them in 3 different ways. Sometimes we'll shoot force on target, sometimes force on role player, and sometimes force on force. And granted, while you guys are going to be shooting towards each other, you're not actually going to be shooting each other. So this non-lethal training ammunition, if you do get hit on bare skin, you will know it. It's going to definitely wake you up. But you guys are going to be outfitted with both a protective helmet and then some protective body covering, which will cover those areas. The biggest thing we're trying to do here is introduce some stress, so try and block out what your opponent is doing.
All right, ladies, today's challenge, we are going to pair you up, and you are going to face off against each other, literally. One of you will be in front of the blue wall, one of you will be in front of the purple wall. You will be outfitted with the AR-15 with the UTM conversion and 25 rounds of UTM ammo. At the sound of the buzzer, the first person to break all 7 of the balloons opposite them will win. Now, these balloons are filled with water, so as your opponent is breaking the balloons above you, you might get a little wet. I, for one, cannot wait to watch you guys do this, so let's go get started, okay?
Well, today's challenge involves the Smith & Wesson AR-15 that's been coupled with the UTM RBT conversion kit to fire the man marker round. The rifle itself is topped with a Vortex 1 power optic. Fore end is a Troy rail. We've got Magpul furniture on the gun. Overall, a fantastic setup. A couple little curveballs that have been thrown into this to add some additional stress and challenge to the competitors. They're outfitted with protective gear from UTM RBT for both their bodies and their heads as well. And while they're granted not going to be shooting at each other in a force-on-force, they will be breaking targets that are around each other, which will be adding a little bit of additional stress and a distracting factor as well. So these less lethal training rounds allow us to work in much closer distances. They have a die marking component to them, which will show up on contestants, if you will, when they shoot each other. We can also use them in a force on target methodology, where we're utilizing an indoor facility instead of a traditional weapons-based training range. But a whole lot more versatility and safety things that we can do with these. They're very popular with military units and SWAT teams as well for those purposes.
Keep up to date with all the latest news and excitement surrounding Ammo and Attitude. Standings, back episodes, and exclusive content await those with the right attitude. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Ammo and Attitude is brought to you in part by Smith & Wesson, Remington, UTM, and Pro Gun Club. Ammo and Attitude is brought to you in part by Fiocchi, Progressive Force Concepts, and CompTac.
Ladies, are you ready? My shooters are ready. Stand by.
Come on, safe. Hold it down.
The challenge today was so much fun. We got to gear up in personal protective gear from UTM. We had some water balloons on either side. We were actually facing each other, shooting water balloons over each other's heads. It was quite exhilarating. You're never quite sure how you're gonna react when you have a gun pointing at you. So it was really fun.
I'm Paul Pluff of Smith & Wesson. We brought along some guns here for the competitors to use on the challenge, and one of the guns we brought was this one here, and this is a great gun for the competitors. As you can see, this is our M&P 1522. It's an AR style rifle, actually chambered in .22 long rifle. As you can see, we actually have this thing in various color configurations, and this is just a couple of the configurations that we have. But it's a pretty slick gun for the competitors. It's, you know, that little .22 round is pretty accurate. These guns are extremely accurate. As you can see, we have adjustable sights on this thing here, both for long range and short range. It's got an adjustable stock, so if the competitor is using this thing, you may want to take that half a second or even understand how this gun fits them to fit it to them. It'll make them much quicker with this gun and much more accurate. It's got that nice molded grip handle and a really smooth trigger on this thing, and a nice reset so they can actually feel that reset, come back to the trigger, come forward, stop, and the next shot coming through is short and sweet and right on target. So this is a great gun all in all. It's lightweight, fun to shoot, and these guys ought to have a lot of good times with this.
Shooters ready. Shooters stand by.
At first we weren't sure what we were going to be doing. We thought maybe we might be shooting each other, hiding behind walls, and maybe seeing who can shoot the first one the fastest or something. But when we actually seen what the challenge was, it was a lot of fun. I'm really glad I made it to this point to have that opportunity. When you turn around and get your target in your mind, it's not natural to have a person in front of you when you're shooting your gun. But I just focused on those balloons and I shot them as fast as I could. I was going up against Tanil. I knew I had to be really fast because she is awesome and I didn't worry about her hitting me because I know she's got a great aim. But I did the best that I could. I had so much fun and I loved every minute of it.
My first thoughts when I saw the challenge was just, oh, this is gonna be fun. This is game on, this is play. And a lot of us do competitive shooting, and first and foremost, it's a game. I mean, it's a competition, but it's grown-ups playing with guns. And so here we got to do it at each other with water balloons. And it was just thrilling. Just really excited and kind of antsy, like, let's go, this is gonna be awesome. And it was.
Ammo and Attitude is brought to you in part by Wiley X, Tannerite, and Brownells. Ammo and Attitude is brought to you in part by Vortex Optics, Yeti Coolers, and Carbon Express.
Tony Lambrea, UTM, RBT, Ultimate Training Munitions, reality-based training. We've been training law enforcement and military for over a decade. During that time, we had advanced technology and realistic training. We're taking that advanced technology and that training to our avid shooters. And this is the first time we're making it available on the market for the shooters throughout the United States. What I'm talking about here is, it would be great if you could actually have your AR-15 set up and shoot it at your own house, on your own property, rather than having to go to the range. And that's what the system is designed to do. It's an easy conversion. All you have to do is take your live AR bolt, pull the live bolt out, take the UTM bolt, you switch that out with the live bolt. That's it. takes approximately 10 seconds, convert your weapon. You notice you have the blue on the bolt, dust cover doesn't close so you can see it. Changes from center fire to rim fire. Now, it's completely safe, and the only thing that it'll fire is our UTM ammunition. Travels only 375 feet per second, so it's safe, and you don't need hearing protection because it's less than 112 decibels. So now no hearing protection, can shoot in the comfort of your own home, and the weapon functions exactly the same. So law enforcement and military have been using this for many years, and now this technology is coming to you, the avid shooter. This gives you an opportunity to practice at home. All right, Randy, ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
I need one of these at home.
Nice. To talk to you a little bit about our technology, first and foremost is the safety aspects of it. We have a live round lockout on both the rifles and on the pistols. The live round lockout on the rifle, once you convert the weapon, you take the bolt out, you take the live bolt out, and you put our UTM bolt in. We change the bolt from a center fire to a rim fire. What that means is that once this bolt is in here, it will not fire a live round. For safety, the dust cover does not close, so you can see the blue on it all the time. So just before you're getting ready to train, you can actually do a double check. You make sure that you see blue, you know it's safe, UTM safe. Second thing on the live round lockout on our handguns is the head spacing. So once it's converted, if you try and put a live round, what's going to happen is it's going to stay out of battery. It's going to stay out of a battery approximately 1/4 of an inch, so nothing's going to happen. You're not going to be able to pull the trigger. The live round lockout on both systems, whether it be the rifle or the pistol, makes it completely safe.
Don't put your hands up.
The other thing that makes us an effective product is that our reliability is 99.8. 99.8 means that you're not going to have rounds on the ground. You're not going to be pulling the trigger continuously and having malfunctions. And load. Good job.
Thank you.
So with that, one of the things that we do is we have, in our rounds, we have 2 primer systems. The 2 primer system, the primer in the rear does nothing but cycle the bolt or send the slide to the rear by the expansion of the cartridge. Ball comes forward, hits the forward pistol primer. That sends the projectile down range. And why do I tell you that? Because the rear primer does nothing but control recoil. The forward primer controls velocity. When you have a bigger gun, rifles or any of the others, when you need a big primer in the rear, what happens is then if you only have a 1 primer system, is the velocity becomes too great. So now the round's traveling at 700 feet per second, and it can hurt somebody, especially when you're doing force on force though. So with our technology, we can control velocity by using the forward primer, no matter how big the gun is, because of our 2-stage primer. Another aspect that we have in our technology is that we have driving bands on the rounds. And what does this mean when you have the driving bands? There's actually 2 driving bands, which means that the plastic tip that's on these rounds never touches the barrel. So when that driving bands actually is the only thing that rides the lands and grooves, which creates 2 things. One is accuracy. The second thing is you don't have any residual plastic that's scraping off in the barrel. When the plastic scrapes off in the barrel, you're not only dirtying up your gun, but you're also affecting the flight of the round. So with the 2-stage primer, the driving bands, and the live round lockout, UTM, some of the most advanced technology on the market.
Having a gun point at you is something that you can't really explain until it's actually done. My heart kind of sunk, but it was kind of fun to get hit. That gear is amazing. It actually makes me want to get it, so when tensions are high at home, maybe we can throw the gear on, go at back, and shoot it out.
Shooters, are you ready? Shooters are ready. Stand by.
Put them on safe, muzzles down.
My strategy going into it, same as it's been from the get-go. Just try to control my breathing and focus on what I know I can do, which is line up the sights, or in this case the red dot, and squeeze the trigger. And these, the M&P 22 rifles that we were shooting with the UTM conversions are flawless. They're really nice and smooth. They're always going to hit it wherever they're sighted in, so I had no worries whatsoever about the equipment. And then from there, it's all on me. Do what I can do and I'll be good.
So the first round went nice and smooth. I was very, very happy with my performance. The second one, it started going smoothly, and then one balloon was like, how many times am I going to hit this balloon? Because I was shooting all around it. It finished nicely. You know, you do out there, you do the best you can, and then what happens is what happens. All right, ladies, who wants to do that again? Me. Oh, yeah. That was awesome. Who wants some UTM to take home?
Yep, certainly.
All right, well, let's head back to Campfire Armory and see what the results were for today.
Ammo and Attitude is brought to you in part by Tannerite, Blade Tech, and Burdett & Son. Ammo and Attitude is brought to you in part by CO2 Coconut Water, Body Armor, and Techwear. Think you've got what it takes to be on Ammo and Attitude? Now seeking contestants for next season's competition. Log on now to ammoandattitude.com and send in your application. Only those with the right attitude need apply.
Welcome to Campfire Armory, ladies. Tina, how are we feeling? We're day 6, a little ways into it. We starting to get tired?
No, I think each day I get kind of ramped up each more because each challenge becomes it's awesome. Each one, and I get more and more excited. I'm like, this is awesome. I'm glad I'm here.
Tennille, how has your motivation changed in this season versus season 4?
I think last time I came on season 4, and I was really focused on trying to make my family and my husband proud of me. And this time I'm here all for me. I'm grateful to them for their support, but it's really about to see what I can do on my own because I want to.
Hannah, what have you learned here that you're going to take back home with you?
I've learned here that I can do CrossFit and I can stand still and being shot at. So I'm looking forward to taking that home and pushing myself harder when I get home.
Carrie Jo, what would you tell all the viewers out there about this experience?
It is so much fun. The competition that we shot today was exhilarating. I'm kind of excited to really think about going home and buying one of those because I think you could take out a lot of tension in the household amongst the family if you had somewhere to go outside and shoot it out.
All right, ladies, for today's challenge, we bracketed you off and we had you shoot in pairs, and then the winners of those pairs, we had to shoot off against each other. So our initial winners were Miss Tennille and Miss Tina, and then you guys shot off and it was very, very close, but our final winner was Miss Tennille. Thank you. All right, ladies, we had a great challenge. You guys shot well, but you also brought an excellent attitude today. Now, today was a little bit rough. We had to put on those UTM protective suits, and they were a little bit challenging, lots of pieces. So you guys really had to help each other. And not only that, we had to cheer each other on. And one lady, she stuck out better than anyone else. She had a great attitude, helped with everybody's stuff, cheered a lot. So my attitude bullet for today is Miss Hannah. Thank you.
Tennille leads with 5 bullets. Tina and Hannah are tied in second with 4, and Carrie Jo still only has 2 bullets.
All right, ladies, we're in day 6, season 6, challenge 6. It's a lot of 6s today. And as much as I want everybody to be here for the finale, I have to send someone home tonight. So you guys have done great. You've worked hard in these challenges. You've shot well, and you've brought an excellent attitude. And the lady today that's going home, she has a great attitude, but she's out of ammunition. So after tonight's Campfire Armory, Carrie Jo, you're gonna go home. You guys say a nice goodbye. I will see you guys in the morning, and we'll go at it again.
You guys, do not cry. This is awesome. Go to the game. You know, I really hate leaving when I'm not the winner, but I'm really excited to go home. I'm gonna miss the ladies, but you know, the great thing about today's technology is we're gonna be able to stay in contact all the time, and we're gonna meet up for a reunion, so it's all good.
This is the part about the competition I hate. Back home in a 3-gun match, at the end of the day, we all are still there. We go have dinner together, give each other crap about how we shot. This is a lot different. At the end of the day, I have to say goodbye to a friend, and it sucks. It really sucks to have to send someone home.
The thing that I'm gonna miss the most leaving today is not being able to do the next challenges. It just seems like each day the challenge got more exciting, a little more fun, challenged us in different ways that we've never been challenged in, and I'm gonna miss not being able to see what the next ones are. I'm really excited to get out of the dirt and go home and sleep in my bed.
The ladies take things a little slower today, going after varmints with crossbows and air rifles. Remington air rifles are a classic for dismissing small targets, and this Carbon Express crossbow puts an arrow right where you want it. A straightforward challenge and a good time to catch up after a few bad days. We enter the backstretch of the competition, and someone's gonna have to go home.
Another fantastic Shipman Agency production.